샛별.
Hello everyone. Welcome to another video of my bonding journey with my bunnies. I meant to publish this video sooner, but it takes me a while to edit a full video, especially with a voice-over. For now I am doing an AI voice, since it is hard for me to tolerate my own speaking to provide a quality video. I want to say thank you for all the nice comments in my last video, as I was hesitant to post it since it does show bad bunny fights. But being able to share my experience with others that are going through the same thing, and can relate and learn from my experience, is a blessing, and that's what my purpose was with that video. With this video, I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth of what I have learned when bonding with Espy and Sylvie. Before I start, I am not by any means a professional, as I am merely talking purely from my own research and experience. The fight. So looking back, there could be many reasons for their fight starting. In general, there can be many reasons for bunnies' bond to break. So at the time of their fight was also the time when we fostered another bunny. She was in an area that was not too close, but near the main bunny space. We always made sure to wash our hands prior to going back to our bunnies, but her scent could have tracked down the hallway, which could have caused their fight. So a key takeaway from this is, if you are fostering a bunny, make sure that you foster them as far as possible from your pair. Again, I am not sure if this was the cause, but it is a possibility. If it wasn't the foster bun, it could mainly be a dominance issue, which was the main reason why they continue to fight for a long time. In some videos I have shown, when Espy tries to mount Sylvie, it would cause a fight which later down the road lead to trust issues. This was also around the time when they approached the 6-month mark, so it could also be just the baby bond not lasting as well. So no matter what the cause, since they haven't established their hierarchy, I would have eventually had to do a bonding process. A big lesson I learned from this is that, even though I got them from the same litter and they grew up together, that bond is only temporary, and they would eventually fight. So keep note, a baby bond of rabbits is only temporary, and does not define their relationship in the long run. In the end, no matter what the cause, it all comes down to the process of how your buns decide to work things out. Bunny behavior. Being able to understand your bunny's behavior took a huge role when bonding with my bunnies. Not only does it help understand your specific situation, but it also helps you analyze how you can move forward with the process. As I said before, I realized that there was mainly a dominance issue going on. Espy would mount, but Sylvie would not submit. With Espy trying to establish dominance, it led to Sylvie retaliating and deciding to just fight back one day. Because Sylvie was not submissive, Espy became very offended by little things that Sylvie did. Examples like not grooming, ignoring, or just look at her funny would cause Espy to attack Sylvie. Because this was a hierarchy issue, I was determined to keep doing the bonding process to let them work things out. By that, I would separate them for a bit and just try different methods to put them in the same space and be able to communicate these problems. But their fights and dynamic ended up changing from a dominance issue to a trust issue. Being able to read these behaviors can be beneficial to understand what is going on, if there's a chance your bunnies aren't a good fit, or just come up with ways to change these dynamics. Deciding when to take a break. Later on, I realized from their body language that fights would only start out of defense of the other rabbit. It would tend to go back and forth with Sylvie not trusting Espy, to Espy holding a grudge, to them just hating to be together in the same space. Because of this, fights were more intense and hard to manage. This was around the timeline of where my last video takes place, where I tried marathon bonding, but ended up taking a break due to not being able to manage it all. But allowing separation made them even more curious about one another. I felt like the time apart took them some self-reflecting that they do miss that bunny bond they had together. I just needed to figure out what method was best for them to have that space and environment to make amends. Each method's outcome. In the end, it seemed that a lot of common methods did not work for my situation. If they were in a smaller space, they would want to jump out, or fight even more. It was so hard because with most methods, they did not have any positive progress, which caused a lot of stress. There were days where I lost sleep, or ate less just trying to stay by their side throughout these methods. After trying so many methods, I decided to improvise and come up with the stroller method. This was a combination of having them in a smaller space, while also dealing with a bit of stress bonding if I push them around. This was the only method I found that they were actually showing some progress, and not initiating any fights. Being able to find that sweet spot of having no fights, and more grooming is a step forward with finding the right bonding plan. For me, it was the combination of a lot of things, taking some space from each other. The stroller method as a bunny date environment, and doing the marathon bonding that brought them in an enclosed area that wasn't too big or too small, and had a bit of clutter for them to not be inclined to fight. Conclusion. So that is all I have to talk about with my bonding experience. I hope this helps provide more information to those dealing with the bonding process. The biggest advice I would give is that this process can take a lot of time, patience, and learning. In the description, I have posted a playlist of some bunny bonding videos I have found helpful for you guys to watch for your journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more videos like this, please go like and subscribe to support the channel. I have a lot of more video ideas regarding bunny bonding that I would love to share with you guys. With that, tell me about your bonding process, journey, or thoughts along the way.